What's up, guys? Big Club 34. New year, new me. No more personality, just facts on this car channel. So, before we talk about the 6 ways that you're gonna drive a car dealer crazy, first you should know I'm just kidding. I couldn't do that for 1 second longer. What's up, guys? Big Clive 34 coming at you right now with the actual intro to Cars and Clive, the antidote for your automotive hangover, coming at you every single Monday, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That is, of course, unless you're checking this out on the vlog channel, Clive Vlogs, then you get the chance to see this a day earlier and you get to see all of the other awesome vlog content that I post. So that's over there on Clive Vlogs. I thank you for supporting both channels, which, by the way, it is 2018. I kind of slacked off in making a Clive Vlogs video last Monday, but this time I just wanted to let you know, since this is my first time on the channel in 2018, I want to thank you for killing it in 2017. I know my channel doesn't grow as fast as some of the other channels that you see out there, but the fact that I can say that we've had the best year yet, pretty much every single year, in terms of pretty much every statistic possible, it just means a lot to me, and I never thought I'd be able to do something like this for a living. So thank you, guys. Thank you for pounding that like button all year long, and subscribing and following the videos and buying merch and commenting on stuff and just interacting and appreciating the content. I really appreciate that you guys enjoy this. So thank you very, very much for your support throughout the years, and most recently throughout 2017. Let's move into 6 tips that are absolutely going to drive a car salesman mad. I think I'm gonna try and grow a beard in 2018. Who am I kidding? Me and beards go together about as well as peanut butter and motor oil. The first one, you're gonna be like, really, dude, I know this, but it's something you really need to pound down on. You need to know what you're getting into before you get there. For example, if you're looking at a 2016 Ford F-150, you need to know the market, so not the Blue Book value. The Blue Book value could help you if it's lower than market value, but what market value is what you're going to end up wanting to pay for the truck, or maybe not, but it's going to end up being realistically where you do pay for the truck or car or whatever. So you want to know the market very well, and you can use this information to your advantage. For example, if you're looking at a higher priced vehicle that, say, it's worth $22,000 and this one's $25,000, you can go, there's a bunch of vehicles that have been listed that are very similar for a lot less, and yours is a little bit higher, but I kind of like it, and I want to offer you this. And they might go, oh, well, hey, I am a little bit high on that. Let's make a deal. Know where the weak points of the vehicle are. I'm not saying you have to be a car genius to buy a car or get a good deal on a car, but know where some of the weak points might be. It might be something as simple as, for example, when I had my GTO, one of the things that went wrong on all of them were that in the back, the stitching on the top of the seat comes apart. So if you know something like that exists, and you find it, particularly in a used car, you can tackle that issue and be like, dude, that's coming apart, I'm gonna fix it. It happens to most of them anyway, but they don't know that. You know, you can use that information to get yourself a better deal. Another thing that kind of goes along with knowing the market well is don't be afraid to tell them that you're shopping around. They're probably gonna try and do everything that they can to not let you leave the dealer if they think you're serious, but if you tell them that you're shopping around, that'll put more pressure back on them. They want to put the pressure on you, but the pressure's also on them to sell you. So if you have 4 or 5, and you should have 4 or 5 different examples of one car to look at, unless it's like a specialty vehicle, you can, go to the next dealer, the next dealer, the next dealer, find the best deal. Number 2. So let's say you find the perfect ride. It's right on par or a little bit above market value. Maybe it's perfectly priced. No matter what, you're going to want to come in with a firm and aggressive offer. Now, let me explain something to you, the buyer. As the seller, there is a firm and aggressive and reasonable offer without being a lowballing piece of garbage. If you're a lowballing piece of garbage, stay at home, because nobody likes you. You have no friends. Your family probably talks smack behind your back. Just stay home. We hate you. All jokes aside, though, you want to come in. What a lot of people in sales believe is that in order to most effectively negotiate, whether it's money or whatever you're negotiating, you can use this in any aspect of your life. You want to come in with a firm and aggressive offer that's a little bit below what you want to pay, at least, but not to the point where you're insulting somebody. Because if you insult somebody, switch goes off in their head. They're like, this guy's a piece of work. I'm not going to do business with him. And then they kind of get offended, and they're harder to work on in terms of getting a deal. Step 3, you want to pay very, 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 very close attention to the numbers. And when you're negotiating with a car dealer, you want to talk about the out the door number, which is how much the car cost, how much the fees cost, how much the tax and title cost, all of that. And that's the number you want to keep in mind, because you might spend $27,000 on the truck, but that ain't to stop you from spending $30,000 on the experience by the time you get everything handled with. Be aware that they will do things to try and change the numbers around. They'll tell you, oh, you want to pay $27,000? How about a $400 payment instead of a $500 payment? Well, I'm still paying the same amount of money, just over a longer period of time. So just be very aware that they sneak around with numbers a lot and try and move them and change them and do all kinds of things to get you to sign that paper, because at the end of the day, that's all they want to do. They want you to sign that paper. Be very aware, and don't be afraid to slow down and look at everything and lay it all out in front of you, and just be very aware of that situation. Number 4, this is my favorite step. My very, very favorite step. This is one of the most important things that you'll learn in all of selling or negotiating. Shut up. Just stop talking. If you're working on a deal and you give them the information they need, and there's an awkward silence, you want to use all of the awkwardness to your advantage. Just be aware that it's there and embrace it. Do not give in to the awkwardness, because if you keep talking, you're going to do one of two things. You're either going to make yourself look like an idiot, which then makes you feel bad and you lose confidence in your ability to negotiate, or you're going to say too much, which is going to lead them to think that they have more room to negotiate up versus you negotiating down. And it can work in both ways. If you're selling a car, you don't want to talk too much, because people are going to start thinking, and you don't want them to think. You want them to buy your car and get out. Number 5, it's like a separate tip, but it kind of goes a little bit more off that awkwardness thing. They're going to try and do what's called hard selling. Basically, hard selling is trying to make the transition the smoothest from person walking on the lot, and then they do some kind of smooth, like, oh, what are you looking for? And you'll tell them, and they'll be like, what color do you like? Oh, we have just that color over here. Do you like leather or cloth? Oh, we have cloth in this one, and just the color you like. And it has a navigation system in it. What is this, 2004? But anyway, they'll do stuff like that, and it's to transition you from being on the lot to getting in and doing the paperwork without you even noticing that you're in there. So you need to be aware that this is happening, and they will use awkward situations as well. Like, they won't be afraid to stick a contract in front of you that you didn't ask for and put the pen in your hand and be like, so there's the line, go ahead and sign on it. My notes here say they could use something like an either or clause, which will be like, so do you like the red one or the blue one better? And you say, oh, well, I think the blue one's pretty sweet. And they'll be like, great, let's go get that paperwork started. Come on inside, we can talk numbers. You can make any excuse in the book. They probably have a retort for it. I should probably consult my wife about this, which is a smart thing for anybody to do when they're taking on, a car payment. They'll throw something out there like, oh, does she make all the decisions in the house? They'll try and get into your emotions with the hard sell. The last thing that I have here kind of comes back to the shopping around thing. They'll try and hard close you again. What do they have to offer that I can't offer? And you need to balls up and tell them that I can get it cheaper there. I can get the same thing for less money. They have one with more options, and they're going to try and do everything they can to get you to stay with them and purchase one from them. But you got to keep your eyes on the prize. And this leads very nicely into the last step, which is don't be afraid to walk away. If you can at all, try and buy a car where you're not in a bind to do so, because if you're in a bind, there's a good chance you're going to end up spending more money. They'll be able to know and feel out the situation to know that you're rushing to get into it. So do not do that if at all possible. I know sometimes you get stuck, but take your time. I know that it's a very exciting thing sometimes to buy a new car. Like, I'm going to be rolling around town looking badass, but slow down and try and find the best deal possible. And perfect example. It's more of like a collector's car. My buddy was looking for a Corvette Z06 a couple of years ago, and he went up to look at one at a dealer. And now this is more of a specialty car, so they probably aren't going to move too many $40,000 cars that are almost a decade old. But if you go to look at something like that, and you check it out, and it's not bad, but it's not exactly where I want it to be. Don't be afraid to walk away, because they called him at least every other day, every third day, to be like, hey, you still interested in this? We just dropped the price. Hey, you still interested in this? Just dropped the price. We threw a fresh detail on it, yada yada, and you'll get a much better deal that way. And if it's something that there's a lot of, don't worry about it getting away, unless it's like a miraculous once-in-a-lifetime deal, because there will be other fish in the sea when it comes to that. If it's a mass-produced, mass-purchased, very common vehicle, it's not going to be too difficult to get your hands on another one. So do not let the excitement get the best of you, and have a number in your head when you walk into the deal. That's a bonus number 7, I guess, because I just thought of that one on the spot. That's something I always do, is I'll look at it while I'm sitting here at home, looking at it on the computer next to another one that's similar to it. Get a number in my head. I want to spend $8,000 on this car. I do not want to spend a penny more than $8,000. If he says $8,100, I'm going to walk away. So that way, the emotion in the moment doesn't get the best of you, and you can make the smartest decision to buy a car. So that's all I got, guys. That was 6 steps plus a bonus step to really get inside the head of a used or new car salesman. Like I said, won't really work with private sales because they're more low-key, but let me know which of those 6 you find to be the most effective if you go out and use them, or if you have used them, or if you have an additional step that you think you could add that would make people get a better deal on a car. If I like the comment, I will heart it and bring it to the top. I'm going to try my best to respond to all the comments in this video. I always do, but I'm going to make an extra effort here. I'm feeling good. It's a new year. Let's get it rolling right, guys. Thanks for watching. This has been Cars and Clyde. I will catch you guys next week. Same time, same place. Stay tuned every day, though, for lots of other footage. It's been great, guys. See you next time. Okay, that's a wrap. Now I can eat my honey roasted peanuts. These things are terrible for you.